back to IGN Live at E3. It's been a long day of awesome gaming, but we've come to the final demo of the day. Once again, if you've missed any of our demos, you can relive them on e3.ign.com. Just click on the live show schedule. Right now, we're going to finish off the show with a brand new episode of The Walking Dead, the game.
As I live and breathe, Colonel Pink on Twitter, how are you?
No problem.
That's a free follow. Everybody give it to him.
I'll give it to you too, don't worry.
Okay.
Return that follow.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see you.
Yeah.
You're here to talk about this independent game, episodic content. This stuff never works out. Nobody ever cares about this episodic content.
We're going to try something new.
The Walking Dead 400 Days.
Yeah.
Give me the nutshell on what we're getting into here.
So 400 Days is a standalone DLC episode for Season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
We want it to sort of bridge the gap between Season 1 and Season 2. As you know, we're making Season 2.
Yes.
So we want to have all of your choices, if you kept your save game from Season 1, all the choices, or some of the choices you made in Season 1 are going to roll through 400 Days, and the choices you make in 400 Days are going to roll into Season 2.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. We already thought Season 1 saves were going to go into Season 2,
Oh, yeah.
but now there's this conduit that's going to somehow screw with it even more.
Totally. And so the idea behind this is that we didn't want to just add more content on top of a story we thought had sort of finished successfully.
Right.
So we were trying this really interesting time-displaced storytelling where we have these 5 characters. And we're going to tell 5 short stories in one episode that all sort of interweave in a sort of Pulp Fiction-y kind of way.
Right. It's fascinating. It's very interesting. We just showed a trailer here. The trailer, of course, debuted at the PlayStation conference, where PlayStation said a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But they also made this big announcement confirming an IGN story we knew for a while ago. Walking Dead coming to Vita, and 400 Days will be there as well.
It will be, yeah. I got it right here, actually.
Oh my God! Let's see what it looks like on that.
We're going to have a bundle. I can show it to you right here.
There it is. Look, it's Lee Everett.
It's a little Lee Everett.
That's little Dave Fennoy.
And it's the full PlayStation. It's the full PlayStation experience, right? So this isn't like the stripped down version. This isn't like a simpler version. You get the whole package, plus touch controls, plus analog if you're into that. So you can put a mix.
You can
and
do
match.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a bundle where you get all of Season 1 content, plus 400 Days, plus some additional stuff just for PS Vita.
Wow. When is this all happening? I think I've been running around like a madman, but I'm pretty sure I saw the Vita bundle with Walking Dead Season 1. That's summertime, correct?
That's August.
August, there you go.
Yeah.
So then, is that also when it's going to be hitting PlayStation Network for people like me that already own a Vita?
So 400 Days is going to hit in July on all the major platforms.
Okay.
Everything that Season 1 is on will also bring 400 Days too. And then the PS Vita bundle will be Season 1 and 400 Days in one bundle in August.
Excellent. Exciting stuff. Can you tell me, I have so many questions about 400 Days.
I watched the Rewind.
Theater, right? Now, you don't have to tip your hand. Was I right about a lot of stuff? Some stuff? Green shirt lady?
You had some interesting thoughts.
All right.
It's the most vague way I could put that.
It's 400 days.
Yeah.
Is it 400 days? I'm assuming that's how long the story would be?
Yeah, so each chapter is a specific sort of day out of time from day 1 to day 400. So the sort of chapter we're showing off at our Telltale booth at E3 is a chapter of a guy named Vince who's on this prison bus.
Yeah.
And that's day 2. And so each story is going to take place at different times all the way up to day 400.
And I'm assuming day 1 is the zombie outbreak.
Day 0,
Walker.
day 1, it would be like the first walker that appears. So day 2, people aren't really sure what's going on yet. So he's on this prison bus, he's stuck in traffic, and he's chained to a bunch of other inmates, and also to the bus.
Right.
So he's sitting in Georgia summer, which is like 115 degrees, in this like sweat locker, chained to a bunch of criminals, and as you can expect, because of the situation, because it's a Walking Dead game, things go horribly awry.
Oh, I thought they were going to get out okay this time.
They all high five.
Oh, good. Yeah, the freeze frame, credits roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Look for Season 2.
Yeah, all of them make it. No. So it's each one has its own sort of story to tell, has a character that we want to introduce you to, and different things you do. You can play them in any order you want.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool.
So any chapter can be played in any order you want. So, there's a chapter of a character named Wyatt. You can do Wyatt's chapter first, you can do them in any order you want, and depending on the direction you play them in, they'll affect each other.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So they'll affect each other, and then they'll reference other events, because they all sort of take place around this truck stop.
I saw that, right? Yeah.
Right. So they all sort of take place near or in that area. So they might walk by something that was in another episode, another chapter, something like that. So they all sort of connect in really interesting ways.
So then my next question is, and this is not me trying to nail you. I'm not trying to get any trouble here. How long would this be, right? An episode of The Walking Dead.
It's about a regular episode of The Walking Dead.
It's like 2 hours.
It's going to cost the same. It's going to be about the same amount of content over the 5 chapters.
Gotcha.
So you're going to get what you usually get for an episode.
Fascinating. And then, no word on when Season 2 is coming, correct?
We're aiming for a season premiere in fall.
Okay.
But that's all I can really say about it.
No, that's plenty. You're way more forthcoming than most people.
Nate Fox.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Why do this? Had it been that you guys felt like you weren't going to get to Season 2 quick enough?
No, not at all, actually. We really wanted to give additional content because we were enjoying the world, and we wanted to keep the Walking Dead sort of flavor on the tongue.
Sure.
Which is really gross, I'm sorry.
It's a good game, not a good flavor, usually,
sure,
zombified flesh.
But we didn't want to just, like I said, just tack on more content to something we felt was just a perfect bookend, right? So we wanted it to stand on its own. So we wanted to do an experiment with, like, what other stories exist in the Walking Dead world. Like, there's tons of other groups, there's other survivors.
Right.
And like you said in the Rewind video, it's a really perfect time to get people who would never meet each other all to sort of find their way together or, like, cross paths with each other or sort of have something in common. So we wanted to just try an experiment, and this is sort of what we came up with. And if this works out, maybe this is something we do in the future as well,
Nice. So then when you guys are sitting down to create these games and figuring out stories, how much do you want to give nods to the comics and bring people like Glenn into it and Lily into it? Or do you want to just, now that you're established, do your own thing?
That's a really good question. I think that we're all huge fans of the comic and the television show, and we want to do things that are similar, but we also don't want to be... we don't want to give you an experience where you're like, I already kind of know what this is about.
Sure,
we didn't go to a prison and sort of like erect barriers there because we're like, okay, we've seen that content already. I think that we wanted to bridge to the comic in a certain way, but we also wanted to separate ourselves out so that we aren't treading the same ground. So we're giving you a fresh experience.
Okay. How long have you worked at Telltale?
2 years.
How crazy was year 2 versus year 1?
Walking Dead really sort of changed things around Telltale, all for the better. Like, everything's really, really... We're so like focused on making sure that the narrative is super like tight and everything works really well. We've hired a whole bunch of new writers and Sean Vanneman and Jake Rodkin. Those guys.
I've heard Sean Vanneman once or
I'm
twice.
Sure you might have had conversations.
Looks a little too good for my taste.
Those guys, as far as Walking Dead stuff, have really done a great job. But we have such a great team. Like the whole team works so hard because they just love The Walking Dead. Like it's a real passion project.
Right.
Everyone from designers to writers to cinematographers, testers, everyone just stays and just puts 110% because Walking Dead, let's make sure it's awesome. I mean, everything we do, it's a passion project. And it's funny because they ask, what do you want to work on next? Like, of the things we're going to do, pick the thing. Is it The Wolf Among Us? Is it Walking Dead? And people are like, I don't know, I love them both. Like, how do I pick, So it's an embarrassment of riches sometimes.
Well, you started Gentleman and Scholar.
Absolutely.
Walking Dead, 400 Days is out July.
Then
the bundle for the PlayStation Vita, which you should already own, but if you don't, that comes out in August.
Yep.
Until next time, here's my zombie, Naomi Kyle.
I am a zombie, although that was more like a tiger. Anyway, thanks for that look, guys. And a huge thanks to everyone who helped with the show today. Making one of these shows is not an easy thing. Okay, that's it for today, but dry those tears. We'll be back tomorrow, not Thursday. We have some huge games tomorrow, including Battlefield 4, Watch Dogs, and Saints Row 4. The fun starts 11 a.m. Pacific, so why don't you join us? And as a reminder, you can also see us on youtube.com/E3, on IGN's Xbox Live app, Roku, mobile devices, and Fran Mirabella's Moonbase. Don't look that up because it's not a real thing. I'm Naomi Kyle, and on behalf of everyone here, thanks for watching.